し生まれ変わったらその時はさ
Hello loves, welcome back to another video. Today I would like to start off with saying happy birthday Oshijima Wakatoshi. I think I said that right. Tell me what you wished for. I promise I won't tell anybody. Okay, now without further ado, let's get into the video. This one is called Partially Illegal and I hope you enjoy. Wayan, are you serious? Shh, not so loud, Kanzaki. You whispered to your best friend, who you had just told your plan to. I know, sorry, she said. It's okay, but will you help? You asked. I don't want to get in any trouble, Wayan. You won't. I don't know, she continued. I mean, it does seem like something that's illegal, even in the US. Kanzaki, you gritted. Oh, right, sorry. She sweat dropped. Look, it's only partially illegal, you tried to reassure. However, she did not show any sign of changing her mind anytime soon. Okay, fine. If you're that scared, I won't force you. You shrugged your shoulders. Then you're still gonna go through with it, even if I don't want to help? She looked worried. Well, yeah, of course. You walked around to her. I mean, I did come up with a really sick plan. Kanzaki's sweat dropped again. I don't think framing him for Grand Theft Auto is considered sick. She made the quotation marks with her hands. Well, it's the fastest thing I could come up with. I mean, I did say I was going to get him back yesterday, and since he doesn't want a truce, I'll just have to get him before he gets me. You devilishly smirked. You know, Ian, she started, sometimes you scare me a little. You threw on an innocent face, though you kept your smirk. Whatever for? Never mind. She nervously waved off. Good. Then it settled. Today starts our war. You stated with both hands on your hips, a proud expression running over your features before they eventually turned into determination. You walked into class, Kanzaki following not too far behind, and made your way over to her desk area. You didn't want to interact with Itona just yet. However, you did glance over at him a couple of times as he talked with his new friends, Taraska, Hazama, and Muramutsu. Itona was sitting on top of his desk, foot planted firmly on his chair, and he sat in a hunched-over position. Wayan? Huh? You blinked a couple of times. Yes, Kanzaki-chan? Kanzaki blushed at the nickname you gave her. What's wrong, Kanzaki-chan? You teased. Nothing, just that. You've never given me a nickname, so why now? She held her breath, obviously scared she might have upset you by asking. Well, we have been friends for a really long time, you said, so I just thought a nickname might suit you. Oh, okay, I guess it's cute, she smiled. So Wayan-chan is going around giving out nicknames? It only seems fair that they get one themselves. You turned and almost passed out. Directly behind you stood Itona Horibe. What do you want, Horibe? Well, I was just curious as to what you were talking about so intently over here. You scoffed. Really? Because the last time I checked, you raised your hand in a what motion? You were the one in a deep conversation with your friends. Now how would you know that? He pressed his face into yours. You were speechless for quite some time, looking towards the floor and Kanzaki, and behind Itona, creating eye contact with anything but him. Eventually, you heard Itona begin to walk away, and you glanced towards where his feet were. They turned on their heels and started leaving. You looked up, the back of his head the only thing you could see. You bit your lip, feeling defeated, then watched as Itona turned his body slightly, making eye contact as if he knew you were staring at him, and said, "Turtles." What? You questioned, tilting your head slightly. He placed his hand out like you had, and replied, I like that. It's accurate, too. You were still confused. Itona narrowed his eyes and grew a smirk. He turned his body, fully facing you once more. Because you're slow. What? Wait, you groaned, cocking an eyebrow. Is that? It sure is. He immediately answered your question, winking as he did. You little... Good morning, class. Please take your seats. Class will begin now. your teacher explained as he pulled off one of the most overdramatic entrances you have ever seen. You rolled your eyes and made your way towards your seat, right behind Itona. He was a good chunk taller than you, so when you were standing at his backside, you had to look up, as well as his front side. You focused up at his wavy, ice blue hair. It looked so fluffy and soft, you could almost call it a cloud. Wait, you thought again, creating the image of Pennywise the Clown on your face. You took your seat inside out. You were wondering when your plan was going to set into action. Koro-sensei began his lesson, and as always, you stared out the window. You turned to Karma, who was blocking your vision way too much, to find him already fast asleep. You sweat dropped. He couldn't wait until after a call to drop dead, you sighed, looking forwards. Koro-sensei was reading through the list of students. Kaino kaide, he said. Here, she shouted in her usual cheery tone. You never could grasp the how of her excited attitude every morning, especially at this time. It was way too early for you. You didn't even like to deal with Karma at this time. Karma Akabane? So, he finally got into Bakabane-chan over there. You mentally laughed. Karma-kun? Koro-sensei called again. Pfft. You snickered. Miss Wayan-san, would you please wake up your partner? Koro-sensei, and the rest of the class sweat dropped. Oh, I thought you'd never ask. Everyone in the class sighed except for Nakamura and Itona. Nakamura knew what you meant. However, Itona sat confused. He stared at your small figure, making your way over towards one of your friends. You slowly approached Karma from behind, making sure not to wake him before your wake-up call. When you felt you were in a fine spot, you launched yourself on top of his calm body. His sleeping form jolted abruptly as he gasped in shock and fear, then annoyance. Get off me, Wayan. He gritted through his teeth. Say the magic word, Bakabane, you teased, poking your head into his. No way, he huffed, but only loud enough for you two to hear. Then say cheese. You watched Karma squint his eyes as the flash of your camera went off. Ugh, Wayan. He sounded annoyed. Very annoyed. Will you say it? Again you teased. Fine, just get off. He kept moving his arms, trying to throw you off him. Say it first, you pressed. Oni-san, he said. Gasps were heard all around the classroom because no matter how low he tried to make his voice, it was easily heard by everyone. You jumped off and walked a few inches back to your seat. You didn't notice, but the boy sitting to your right was slightly irritated. He didn't know why, but he was annoyed at how friendly you were with Karma, though everyone knew better than to assume you and Karma were a thing. Itona had only been in the assassination classroom for not even 1.5 days, just one. You and Karma would never date each other. People would think of Nakamura and Karma as a couple before even batting an eyelid your way. Though, honestly, everyone secretly shipped Okuda and Karma. You, Nakamura, and Karma were more like siblings if any of you three ever had any. Good, now that you're up, Koro-sensei continued. Please pay attention. Karma groaned, throwing its head back while rubbing his eye, creating laughter among you and Nakamura. He glared at you two, sending shivers down your spines and making you both face forward. Ellen, Wayan, Koro-sensei called. Here, sir. You stood, then sat back down. Koro-sensei was in the middle of calling out the next name when 2 police officers burst through the door. Koro-sensei somehow threw on his human cosplay outfit in a second. What do you fine gents need? He was so bad about trying to cover his accent. Do you have a Horibe Itona in this class? One asked. Oh, well, yes I do, but what exactly is this about? Horibe Itona, please stand. Koro-sensei was cut off. Itona stood with sore confusion. He was then pinned down and handcuffs were placed on him. Horibe Itona, you are now under arrest for a conspiracy in taking part in a grand theft auto. The bulky man holding him down said. What? Koro-sensei shouted. I'm sorry, but my student would never. You must be mistaken, he said. Is this your student in the picture? The lady officer asked, handing Koro-sensei a photo. Well, yes, but... Yep, This is our guy, she said. The man began pushing Itona to the front of the classroom, and right before he was let out, he turned back to face you. You winked and said, Fluffy sounds like a cute name. Wouldn't you agree, Fluffy? You raised an eyebrow at Itona. His smirk was the last thing you saw before he was fully out of the class. YM1, Horibe 0. You mentally checked your scoreboard and grinned. Okay, loves, I hope you enjoyed the video. Ew, why do I sound like freaking the wannabe Pennywise? Loves, I need to go to bed at later because I always go to bed at 11 or something. I need to go to bed later. I'm so tired. And then during practice, I'm always okay, whatever. And before those of you ask, no, this is not Maria's voice. I just like doing this accent a lot. I am British, but I've never lived in Britain or London or England or the UK at all. My entire life was spent in Fresno, California, in the US. But British blood does run through my veins. So yeah. Ew, I don't say it like that. Okay. My next accent I want to learn is Norwegian, because one of the people that I listen to, okay, I'm just rambling, this is already 14 minutes, I'm going to say, okay, now goodbye loves,